Hello dear friends, in my last video we were discussing about the source of Mahanirvan, the play written by Sati Chalekar, Sati Chalekar's family background and contemporary social customs and traditions. We are continuing the same topic today also. Sati Chalekar has lived and grown up and lives still in a Pune locality, Shaniwarpet, where he is surrounded by temple of Rama, Shiva, Hanuman, Ramadas, and a whole month of kirtanas. Kirtan, you may know that it is one kind of a performance, lyrical performance, and basically it is a praise of a god. The old crematorium that is closed in Mahanirvan is obviously the Omkareshwar crematorium. You might have known about Omkareshwar crematorium, which is near to Shaniwarpet. After the death of a person, the person is cremated generally in this Omkareshwar crematorium. Close to Alekar's house. This crematorium is very close to Sati Chalekar's house, which was closed down to make way for a new one called Vaikuntha. This crematorium is closed because there is a new crematorium called Vaikuntha is started. Watching the funeral processions passing his house over the years and the paraphernalia of religious ceremonial around the temples in the neighborhood, Alekar experienced and observed the sick atmosphere of the locality in which he lived. If we think about the surrounding of Sati Chalekar, there is a religious atmosphere. There are many temples around his house, including Rama, Shiva, Hanuman, Ramdas. And in that temple there were continuous programs was going on. So these programs were observed keenly and minutely by Sati Chalekar. At the same time, Omkareshwar crematorium was very near to his house, and the way to crematorium is by the side of his house, and that's why he was observing continuous funerals in his childhood. Watching the funeral procession passing his house over the years and the surrounding of religious ceremonial around the temple in the neighborhood was common happenings. and that the programs were observed minutely and keenly by Sati Chalikar. He says, such programs experienced and observed the sick atmosphere of the locality in which I live. He calls the atmosphere sick. I saw the people imprisoned in their vicious conservative circle. Imprisoned in their vicious means imagined kind of a thinking, and the atmosphere of conservative circle. They themselves captivated in such atmosphere. And as my awareness was broadened by films like Pathar Panchali, Eliot's plays, and good English movies, I could take a critical attitude towards all this. Pathar Panchali, a film, brought a tremendous change in the attitude of Sati Chalikar towards society. Some Eliot's plays he observed and read out, and some good English movies. West End Theatre was there in the area of Pulgate, camp area. Though the area was not is not near to Shaniwarpet, but within a half an hour you can go there by walking, where generally English movies were going on. So he saw some English movies, and that movies brought tremendous change in his attitude towards society. And he says that I could take a critical attitude towards all this. Critical analysis of the traditions and customs going on in Hindu culture. Critical appreciation of all these rituals and programs organized by the concerned people. All these things that Sati Chalikar was able to criticize because of his liking towards films, movies, and dramas. But Satish Alekar fights shy of critics who find Mahanirvan absurd or marked by bitter iconoclasm or cerebral savagery. The absurdity that runs through Mahanirvan comes from Alekar's approach to playwriting. He says about his writing that writing is a relaxed action with me. Perhaps that means writing makes him relax. Mahanirvan is definitely an absurd drama on the death of Bhaurao. And whatever the programs organized after the death of Bhaurao, were ironically criticized by Satish Alikar in his plays. It is more the sharp jesting relaxes at work than any conscious cerebral iconoclasm that catch on a piece of absurdity and go on building upon it to the absurdest extremes. At one level, Mahanirvan is charted out as a series of games held together in loose sequence, not necessarily linked dramatically or otherwise. A scenario broken into the episodes of Rama, recognizing Bhaurao's death, the neighbors preparing for the cremation, the journey to the old cremation ground, Bhaurao's revelation to Nana, the mourners squabbling as they wait with their rice balls for the crow to come and peck at them, the revelation of the mother's new love, the son's investigation into the identity of the third man from the left, the encounter between the mother and the drunken Bhaurao trying to play the third man from the left, the deal between the watchman of the crematorium and Nana to have Bhaurao cremated illegally at the abandoned crematorium and the cremation. So all these incidences are sequentially organized by Satish Alikar in this drama. And all these incidences, ironically and absurdly and critically elaborated by the dramatists. There is giving a bribe to the watchman incident. What the incident suggests that the bribery is deeply rooted in the time of the drama. There is quarrel between Bhaurao and his wife Rama. There are many such incidences intermingled in this drama that bring out the then social traditional customs and rituals. And all these customs and rituals are critically and absurdly put before the audience by Satish Alikar. Every episode begins as a piece of simple nonsense like Bhav revealing himself to Nana only to insist that he would not be buried in the new crematorium. Bhaurao continuously speaking with Nana and tried to explore his innermost desire, that he does not want to go to new crematorium, that is Vaikuntha, but he his innermost desire is to be buried in old crematorium, and that is Omkareshwar. He says, I don't want to be ignited in a silicon oven that the corporation has built after inviting sealed tenders. Silicon oven, that is there is a huge iron silicon oven where the dead body is placed, and within a fraction of second, with the help of electric heat, it was buried. So that type of cremation Bhaurav does not want, and that's why he says to Nana that I don't want to be ignited in a silicon oven that the corporation has built. Actually, it is a newly built by the Pune Municipal Corporation. And old crematorium, that is Omkareshwar, was closed. So, he does not want to be ignited in the silicon oven that the corporation has built after inviting sealed tenders. There is a mention of sealed tenders also. Actually, this is the process of publishing tenders about the construction of Vaikuntha Smashana Bhumi, that is crematorium. And sealed tenders were invited, and the construction of the orders were given to the lowest tenders. This is the process of municipal corporation, but the process is also somewhere mentioned in the dialogue of Bhaurav. Okay, we will see some remaining part of the same in my next video. Thank you.